then look at what other people have to face. Every successful person has faced difficulties in their life and career. My guests will share with us the challenges they have overcome on the road to success. Every week we'll follow their story right here in Life with me, Patti Boulaye. Hello and welcome to Life with me, Patti Boulaye. Now I have a very special guest today. She is Princess Katarina Lady de Silva, who works very hard to support children by teaching them how to develop a positive energy for a better life. She is the president of the Guild of Travel and Tourism in the UK. Princess Katarina, it's so good of you to join me today. I'm really, really honored to have you.
Thank you very much.
Now, I love the work you do with children because ever since I've known you, you're always smiley, positive, no matter what you're going through. You know, I love calling you on the phone.
We love to have a jolly good laugh.
Hello, darling!
How are you, my darling?
That's the one. So positive. So you are the perfect person to teach children positivity. I know you speak at schools.
Yeah.
What sort of things do you teach them?
Okay, what we do is we have a morning session, and it's really great fun because we do different things, particularly at this time of year when they're preparing and having to get ready for their exams, when they're getting ready for their papers to fill out the forms of how to get into the next university. What do they need to put down for that? What to miss out on that? And also to put what their commitments are. And also to choose the university which is good for them rather than taking the university in Scotland because it takes them away for 4 years and a whole day to travel almost from an unhappy relationship in their family. So we teach them, take the university for the right reasons because it will always come back and haunt you in the end.
That's quite right. But, you know, I never think of it as being 4 years.
In Scotland,
Do you know
yes.
what I mean? Yeah, because you don't think of it that they're going to be there for 4 years. You know, when children are saying to you, oh, I'm choosing my university, you think, oh, yes, lovely, which one have you chosen? But one forgets that they're committing 4, 5, even 7 years if you're studying medicine, you know. Well, so when you said 4 years, I thought, what? Yes, of course. Now, you teach them etiquette and good manners.
Yeah.
That is something really vital. And sometimes, I don't know, the underprivileged children need that etiquette. Yeah. It's very difficult to get to them, isn't it?
It is. And one way we do it to the children at school is during the interview time. Because when we teach them how to do the interviews, we get one of the teachers to be the person that you're going to interview so the children can see it. Yes. And when we teach them how not to behave in an interview, it is actually terribly funny because you've never seen the teachers behave so badly. But it is very important because we teach people how to behave, how to react with their interviewer. And one way of doing that is getting the staff to do it. There was a young girl, totally nameless, who wanted to become a vet. And in the school interview, she was wearing the totally inappropriate outfit for... She would never get the job for that.
Definitely
but,
not.
You know, when we explained to her, you want to go for a job, you want to go for the interview, because it's the same as going to university. You've got to have the right attitude.
Yes,
to
and the
get
code
in.
of dressing as well.
Oh, absolutely.
What was she wearing? Just so that young people out there know, it's a no-no.
It's a no-no for any interview.
What was she wearing?
A short skirt.
Oh, for some reason I knew it was going to be a short skirt.
Yes. And it's the way that she was wearing the short skirt was the problem.
Yes.
So, absolutely. And it's how you sit. Because in the interviews, as we both are, we both got our knees together and basically we both got our ankles together. And it's important because if you sit there in a short skirt with your legs open, you're not going to get the job.
I don't know. It depends on the job you're going for. It might not be the one.
Absolutely. But the thing is, you've got to sit properly.
Yes.
It takes you a long way. It shows that you are dignified. And being dignified in an interview, whether it's for university, whether it's for a job, it still ends up with the same result.
Actually, being dignified in life
goes a long way.
So important. And I'm glad you mentioned the word dignity, because young people now do not understand what dignity means. Because there's, reality television is teaching the opposite of dignity. To me, a woman has to be dignified. And I have a philosophy on that, okay? Why a woman has to be dignified. I was brought up by women who actually know and understand what being a woman really is. Number one, a man hears a woman's voice. This is my theory. In nature, the first voice a man or any of us hears is a woman's voice. She carries you for 9 months. For a woman, it's different. Because for a girl, when she's growing up, the voice is normal. For a man, your mother, this woman is your mother, you've heard her voice, she's a woman, she carries you for 9 months. And then you grow into a young man. And you have to marry her. And bed her. Because that's what you're doing, you're marrying a woman. And that's the voice you're used to. It is confusing for a man. And therefore, the power is in the woman to remain dignified. Because then he will understand why he is picking you.
It doesn't matter where you come from.
That's right.
It is how you behave in life. And going back to the school, with the children that we talk to, some of them come from troubled families. And they need that help to move forward.
Yes.
One of the times we're doing the forms for the children, going back to dignity, and there was one girl said, what do you put down for this? I said, what are you committed to? She said, sailing. But is that going to help? I said, of course it's going to help. Put it down, because you never know where that is going to go to. I went round the table and there's another girl. She was very embarrassed to say that she wanted to design clothes because it was not the cool thing at the time. So at the end of the day, I went and thanked the staff and thanked the school. And I brought those two children up. And I said, commitment, sailing. You might end up having a Saturday sailing school when you come home on the weekends. You might be able to do something more with it. Then when I turned and sort of looked at the girl who wanted to do the fashion, I said, how do we know in 10 years' time you're not the next big fashion house? She suddenly grew 6 inches because it never occurred to her. And then she went and changed her whole CV and put it down what she really wanted to do was fashion. And she obviously chose the right university to go to. It's having the right people to encourage you what to do.
It also includes not listening to peer pressure. Because, like what you said, she didn't think it was cool. They didn't think it was cool. This thing about being cool, there's nothing cool in life. Every single one of us are different individuals. Our journey is different.
Totally.
You know, and you might see someone, I often say when I give talks at school, you might see someone now who's successful, but you don't know where they're going to be in 5 years' time. Now, you might see someone who is sweeping the streets and you're looking down at him. He might win the lottery tomorrow and he'll be employing you in a year's time. You know, so life, nothing is cool. What you want to do, if you really want to do that and love it, do it. I sew, I paint, I have art exhibitions. I do anything that my spirit moves me to do. I don't care whether it's cool or not. And that's what children need to understand, because the peer pressure is ridiculously bad now.
It is.
When you add the social media. Now, how do you, what do you say to them about social media?
I personally hate it.
Don't we all?
I personally hate it.
Yes.
But with social media and also email addresses, we tell them to put on the social media, which is not going to hurt them in the later time. Because with social media, they want to go and put on, they've been to this party, that party. But I tell them, when you go for a job interview, the first thing the interviewers do is look on your social media and see what they find. And if you have a really uncool, which you may think is cool, email address, you might be the person who is the best qualified for the job, but you won't get that job just because of your social media and your email addresses.
That's right.
And we tell them this all the time. It is so much better to put something simple down, like your name at, and it is safer.
Well, I remember speaking to my nieces. I have 35 nieces and nephews, and heaven knows about 29 great nieces and nephews. But when Facebook started, I didn't know what Facebook meant. And I said, well, what's this? They said, Auntie, you need to be on Facebook because you're in show business. I said, what is Facebook? They described it to me. And I said, that sounds dangerous, because I was just producing a show in the West End called Sundance. And I was about to audition, you know, young people. And I said, are you telling me that if somebody actually comes to apply for the job or auditions, I can actually look up their Facebook page? And they said, yes. I said, you're kidding me. So I said to them, take my advice. Don't put anything there.
You will regret later on.
Precisely. And it seems I was right, because literally 10 years after that, it came out about people being fired from work because of things they put on Facebook. So you're quite right to train them on that. That's absolutely fantastic. What about, because I know we do etiquette, okay?
And we do it with the diplomats' wives.
We do it with the diplomats' wives. But, you know, the respect and consideration for young people. People always say to me, what are the 2 words in etiquette that you would describe etiquette with? I said, respect, consideration. Respect for yourself, respect for others. Consideration for yourself, consideration for others. Simply because your reputation is in somebody else's hands. It's never in your hands, because you're what people see. Okay, you might feel like you're really cool, but people might not be seeing
the same thing as you do. And also with the respect and things like that, is if you can respect yourself, then it's easier for you to learn how to respect other people.
Indeed.
And when you do that, then you know what your boundaries are, and you know how to move forward. You know how to be the better person.
I like the word boundaries.
Definitely.
I like the word boundaries, because boundaries, when you know your boundaries, gives you confidence.
Yes, it does.
Okay, that's the good thing about good upbringing. Strict upbringing gives you boundaries. I was the 7th of 9 children. So I had my society before I even got into society. By the time I got out into the world, I already knew 9 characters of human beings, and how to get what I want, when to stand back. And I learned consideration, because when you're number 7, see, in an African family, we do everything in order of age. Okay, Dad might go away abroad, come back with a suitcase full of gifts, and the gifts are laid out, okay? The senior one picks first, you see? So you have your little beady eyes on that. You're going, oh, hope nobody picks that up. Oh, it's gone. I like that. I hope nobody picks. Oh, that's gone. So you learn to just go, yeah, that's fine. That's the one. Anything I get is good. Young people don't get that opportunity.
You mentioned your father. My father always said to me, treat people the way that you want to be treated. And that is exactly what your father was doing to you.
That's
and
right.
for you being the youngest, or the 2nd youngest, or 3rd youngest, you had to respect, and you knew what your boundaries were by the time the gift came to you.
Oh, gosh,
You may still have got the present that you wanted.
Yeah, it depends on whether nobody else wanted
Yep.
it. But that's fine. Any
Yep.
present is better than none. So, I've never actually learned the art of envy because I've had to learn the art of sharing. And also, the thing is, I love my siblings. Absolutely. I would take the bullets for any of my siblings. Okay? And so you learn exactly what love is and what matters in life. I know you had an experience.
Oh, gosh, yes.
I know, because I tell you what, you are one of the most positive people I know. But you had an experience that it took your positivity even to a better
Oh, it did.
level.
Big
Tell
time.
me, it is such a funny incident.
It's
Dangerous, but funny.
It was a very unfortunate incident. It was a 1 in a million incident. And it was in November. I always remember the 27th of November, and it was Sunday midday. And I was going to go up to Stafford to help with a Christmas fair up there, and I never got there. I was putting things into my car, and today I still don't know whether I slipped or whether I tripped or whether I fell. But intelligently, I was carrying a cup of tea in my right hand, and I threw it on the floor, and my hand went on top of it, and I severed the artery in my right arm, which really was near fatal. I got to the hospital.
Of course, because the blood would just gush out of your vein. Yeah.
Gushed out like anything. Got to the hospital quicker than getting the ambulance. Got out at the hospital, and the blood was everywhere. And my daughter was told to come down and say goodbye to her mother, because we didn't know whether I'd come through that. But
you'd lost too much blood.
I lost so much blood, and everyone knew where I was because of the huge splatters of blood from the car to the.
You left your trail.
My trail. And thank goodness my daughter came, she was poking me, and that kept me alive because I was going in and out of consciousness. So I've always treated a cup of tea with more respect.
Very. I know, because when you told me, I thought,
well, you came to my party and I wasn't there. I was in hospital on my birthday having a major operation on my hand.
Oh, no, over a cup of coffee?
Over a cup of tea.
For tea? I'm thinking,
it's dangerous.
How dangerous are these things? But, what I like about it is that, you said to me, well, I now have a scar to remind me about what's important in life and how quick
life can turn.
Life can turn.
I definitely will say that someone up there was looking after me. I don't know who he is, but someone up there was looking after me.
We know who he is.
And that's where he was. Someone was looking after me. And yes, I got to the hospital, and they wanted to give me a blood transfusion, but they couldn't get any blood out of me because they could. The thing is, they couldn't tell what blood group I was, and I was not in the right state of doing that. I still don't know what my blood group is.
I don't want to be funny about it, but they could have taken it off the floor. No?
Yeah, well, I know, but contaminate me more than ever. But in the end, they gave me the water saline, and that helped me to come through. But I've never, ever in my life have been lying in a bed with both hands up like that. One to keep the hand up with the injury, and the other to have the infusion.
It was a funny one.
It was a funny one, but it was a sad one. But it really made me think of more of other people, more so than I did before, because of that one
what's
accident.
More important in life.
Yeah.
Oh, Katarina, thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming and joining me on this show.
Thank you so
much. Now,
I
have, my thought for today, I have a quote from you.
Oh, yes.
And it says, I am more outgoing now, and I want to tell everyone to live life to the full. You never know. This might be your last day. Your life can just change in an instant, and you could lose everything. That's a good message. So, be happy and stay positive and just enjoy your life.
Can I say something quickly?
Yes.
My father also said to me, if you smile, the world will smile with you. If you cry, then you're on your own.
There you go. Smile, and the world will smile with you. Cry, you're on your own. We'll see you next week.